You know, when people pass away, it always leaves those of us who are still here on earth almost like in this trance. Like, wow, that really happened. That person is no longer here anymore. And it's like it's surreal, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's your family member, friends, celebrity. It's been a lot of that happening this week, of course. And I just I can't seem to like turn left or right without seeing or hearing about someone passing away. And when that occurs, I don't know about you all, but I tend to cling to those that I love like a little bit more tighter at night. I tend to hold my wife more tighter at night, and throughout the day, I ask for more hugs, um, millions of kisses. My kids, I hold them a little bit more tighter every single day. Try to cherish every moment that we have together. Anytime I hear about, things like that occur. So, here I know it's been a while since I've made a video, and there's a lot of reasons as to why, but I want to talk about, just how I feel right now with the recent losses of Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan. So, number one, these are celebrities who are no longer here on the planet. They all have families, they have children, and my heart goes out to their families, their spouses, people who were near and dear to them, because they're the ones that are left with the heartache, the residue, the whispers and the words, if you may, because there's a story behind each and every one of these losses, of course. So my heart goes out to them. I just want to say that the internet is a very evil place, like seriously, really, really, really wicked place. To where all different type of things are said about people who pass away. Rumors are started, and people really can't rest in peace because the people on earth won't let them. I kid you not. Malcolm Jamal Warner's passing was definitely a shock, I think, to the entire world, because or at least the United States, because I know that he may not necessarily be a mega star. And if you're watching this and you don't know who Malcolm Jamal Warner is, he is most famously known for as Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show. So I grew up watching the Cosby Show. It was one of the it was one that was a part of a handful of positive nuclear black family sitcoms that came on back in like the 80s, I believe, in the 90s. And it always was like a breath of fresh air to watch the Cosby Show. It was funny. It was inspiring to see, just a black family thriving. Bill Cosby, I know. Cliff Huxtable, can we separate the actor from the character, please? But Theo Huxtable, played by Malcolm Jamal Warner, and he played in some other films and sitcoms as well. One I can remember was Malcolm and Eddie with Eddie Griffin, like back in the 90s. It was a pretty funny show. I really lost touch with him. I don't really follow celebrities like that. I just really don't. So when I heard about him passing away and the way that he died, that was really sad, honestly, because he drowned in Costa Rica, apparently on a vacation. And yeah, that's just really, really sad, because He was only about 53 or 54 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And for him to just be taken away in that nature, in that manner, is sad. It really, really is. And yeah, it's really, really unfortunate. And then Ozzy Osbourne passed away, I think the next day or a day or 2 days after, one of the two. Um, I cannot say that I am a very big fan of Ozzy Osbourne. Um, I want to say my most fondest memory of him was the reality show that he had that like way back in the day. I can't remember what year. I used to watch that all the time. It was a pretty interesting show, to say the least. But yeah, he is a icon in the rock and roll community. Of course, a lot of you out there really, really love Ozzy Osbourne, and a lot of people didn't see that coming. But he was. I can't remember. I honestly, you have to forgive me. I really don't know how old he was. I'm not sure. I just know that, just judging by his appearance, he was up in the age, and but yeah, a lot of people celebrating his life and just mourning the loss, because these celebrities, even though we don't know them, it's almost like you feel like you do know them when you have some sort of connection with their art, whether they are a music artist, actor, or anything of the sort, athletes. People just have these emotional attachments to these people, and you do kind of feel like you know them after a while. So there are people crying tears over Malcolm Jamal Warner. There are people crying tears over Ozzy Osbourne, and what can you really say? Again, when these people pass away, it hurts. It's sad. It really is, because life is a very precious, very, very precious moment. The Bible says that it is a vapor, meaning it doesn't last very long. It's here and then it's gone, just like that. And I think that we all would agree that it's not a long duration of enjoyment and time here, because some people go at all different ages, young, middle age, old. It happens, okay. And then Hulk Hogan. Now I was sitting right over here, and I was trying to configure this clock for business. And I was, looking on my phone, and I saw the news. And, when you see these things, you kind of think, that's bull crap, man. Like, whatever, like fake news. People, they do this all the time. And I looked at it and saw TMZ reported on it, and then other people started talking about it. So I looked it up, and it was true. So he passed away at 71 years old at cardiac arrest. Now, I think out of the three, I think that one hit me a little bit more harder. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I wasn't like devastated or anything like that, but it still was like, wow. Like, I got memories of watching Hulkamania. I've got memories of him body slamming Andre the Giant. I got memories of him turning heel in the NWO. I got memories of him fighting Bret Hart, fighting The Rock. I got memories of him, just memories. And I remember watching his reality show as well, like back in the day. Hogan Rules or something like that. Hogan Knows. It was something along those lines. But that one right there, I think it hurt a lot of people, because he had a lot of fans. Whether you love him or whether you hate him, Hulk Hogan single-handedly revolutionized wrestling, professional wrestling. Like, he was a household name. Like, there's nobody who did not know who Hulk Hogan was. Like, that was just the way that it is. I've been seeing some remarks on the internet regarding him and some things that he had done in his past. And, some of the comments that I'm seeing are just really bad, really, really bad. I'm seeing comments, I even hate to just, I'm not even going to repeat some of the things I saw just out of respect. I've learned something this week when it comes to just the hearts of people, that there's some people on this planet who do not care whether somebody is no longer alive or not. Like, you would think that this man was a part of the Holocaust when it came to some of the things that people were saying about him. Very, very disgusting comments, all based on a mistake that he made like years ago. And, I was talking to my wife in the car. Me and my wife, we talk about everything, and, we agree on a lot of different things as well. And I was talking to her. I said, when celebrities do things, it's like they're under a magnifying glass, and people never really forget about what it is they say, what it is they do, and society is like very, very unforgiving. Like, forgiveness is not something that this society practices, and people wonder why they're in the positions that they're in, but that's another story. And I also told her, we all make mistakes. We all do things that we wish we could take back. They're just not amplified because we're not a celebrity, we're not famous, but yet there are people like him who did make some racist remarks. Yes, he did. I'm not going to deny that whatsoever. However, when I think of him, I don't think about that. I don't. But there are just some people who can't learn to let things go, and they just hold on to it with hatred and rage. And now that he's gone, I'm just seeing some of the worst comments, as if this man doesn't have kids, as if this man doesn't have grandkids, as if this man doesn't have family, like he's not here anymore. So what is the point in saying such foul things? Now, you don't have to celebrate anybody if you don't want, especially if you're not a fan of the person. I don't celebrate a lot of people, but there used to be a time back in the day, and that's how I know this society is cooked. There used to be a point back in the day where we would say you don't speak ill of the dead. Like, you just don't. No matter who it is, like, you just don't speak ill of the dead. Now, nobody really cares. They just kind of just say whatever comes to mind. Whatever wickedness that their heart can conjure up, they just say it, And I'm like, wow, let me get off of my phone, because this is disheartening and disappointing, and it really, really diminishes my faith in society, humanity, that is, because of the behavior that people have when it comes to people who pass away. Now, I'm sure that there have been all different type of conversations regarding, Malcolm Jamal Warner, regarding Ozzy Osbourne, and they continue with Hulk Hogan. But, I say all of that to say that we really need to be focusing on the now and the people in our lives that we love and that we cherish very much. The world may not know your name. They may not know my name, but your mom and your dad know your name. My parents know my name. My kids know my name. My wife knows my name. There are other people in my life who love me and they know my name, and it's the same way with you. So let us do all that we possibly can to cherish those moments with our loved ones, because, again, we just don't know how much time we got on this earth. We don't know how much time we'll be able to utilize to invest in those that we love and that we care for. Just the lessons in which we can learn from these individuals. And it's not even over with, folks. Like, more people are going to check out of here at some point, and some of them are not even going to be reported, if I'm being honest. But I'm not here to keep counting. I'm not waiting to see who's next. I'm just too busy taking care of my family and spending time with my family and those that love and care for me. So that's just me, though. That's just me. But anyway, again, I apologize for the big gap in between content. I have been making the majority of my content on TikTok. I'm really getting a lot of traction over there. Not really getting a lot here. I've really tried, really tried as hard as I could over the last year and a month to, get this channel up and into orbit. And it's just, it's a lot harder than a lot of people realize. And sometimes you got to kind of do what works for you. And it's not necessarily me saying, well, I give up on YouTube. It's just, to me, it's just not a priority at the moment. But I may begin to start posting short forms of content here on YouTube, and we'll try that for a number of months before we try to bring some regular long form of content here, because again, I gotta have some sort of incentive to continue to make YouTube videos, because again, I'm not trying to become some big content creator. I'm not trying to just make quit my job and do this. I'm just trying to make content that I feel like is relevant and that people can relate to and share it with people. But I also want it to be seen as well. So there's nothing worse than you spending hours editing and doing whatever and then nobody sees your video. So, all right, folks, thank you again for watching this video. Do me a favor, like, comment down below how you feel about the passing of Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, and Malcolm Jamal Warner. Let me know your thoughts. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you are new, and I will see you all in the next video. God bless you all. Peace.